Good morning. Let's everyone please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Especially this morning, God bless America. Approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approval of the agenda has passed. Approval of the minutes for our January meeting. Do I have a motion to approve minutes from January 24th? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, I'll call in question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any motion of approval of the minutes have passed. Thank you. Moving on to President's remarks. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our February Ocean Pines Association Board of Directors meeting. We appreciate everyone for taking the time to come out this morning and join us. It's a pretty nice day, given the week we had. This board would like to thank the entire Ocean Pines staff and Ocean Pines Volunteer Fire Department for helping us to dig out in a recent blizzard. As everyone knows, it was quite the storm. Their professionalism and hard work didn't go unnoticed. We've received lots of compliments and feedback. Any additional feedback, we would encourage everyone to please feel free to share any constructive feedback to the oceanpinesinfo@oceanpines.org. And again, want to thank the entire staff for a wonderful job. I know we got for the next couple of weeks ahead of us, we still have some work to do. And this organization is working towards that. So I want to thank everyone for their participation. I'd like to congratulate Director Rick Farr for stepping up as the new president of the Worcester County Veterans Memorial in Ocean Pines. His leadership and experience as retired Chief Master Sergeant in the Air Force will serve him well in this new role. I'd also like to thank Marie Gilmore for her many, many years of service to this wonderful organization. We're also thankful that she will continue to serve and help in a seamless transition. This organization is always seeking new members, so we got a little plug for the Veterans Memorial. Our newest amenity, Bocce Ball, held a very successful camp the last couple of weeks, and they continue to grow that membership. Again, congratulations to Mike Alello and the team for all of their efforts for putting that camp together and bringing a lot of people out here in the community. On March 3rd, which is next Tuesday, this board and the general manager, several members of the board and the general manager will go before the Worcester County Commissioners to make our annual grant request, as we have been doing for many years. So again, that'll take place in Snow Hill next Tuesday morning. Again, we've been doing it for many years, so we'll do our annual request in next week, sometime in June or so. I guess we get word back on kind of how we fare there. So we'll be coming forth with about $1.1 million request in the grants that were for various groups here in the association that we will be coming forth. A few upcoming events that I'd like to highlight in the neighborhood for all to take advantage during the winter months. Again, we always have lots going on in the community. I always say that this is a community you can do as much or as little as you want. That's entirely up to you. On the Easter brunch at the Yacht Club on April 5th, there are several seatings available. The golf club will hold a Shamrock Scramble March 14th for a 2-player format. Ocean Pines Yacht Club tonight will be hosting the Winter Blues Party with Transfusion upstairs. There'll be a $5 cover. That's 6 to 9 this evening over at the Yacht Club. The Maryland Coastal Bay Programs is sponsoring Bay Day, which is always great for our community. Family Fun Day, May 17th at White Horse Park. The golf club is also sponsoring Family Golf Day, April 19th. It will be a 9-hole format. The course will be converted into par 3s. Another organization that's very active in our community, the Kiwanis Club Pancake Breakfast will be held next Saturday at the Community Center, 8 to 11 a.m. Come out and support this great organization. As a heads up, next month, the golf club here is going to go under renovation in the grill area. So we'll be moving the board meeting to the admin building next month. So just keep that in mind. There'll be more published on that in the future, but the golf club will be using this for the restaurant. So we're going to be moving that to the admin building for the next meeting. This board would also like to thank our new golf club director, Matt Ruggieri, and Bob Ciprietti of Touch of Italy for collaborating on new events that drive people and revenue to our golf club. It obviously benefits our entire community as well as the golf club and Touch of Italy, and those folks working together just makes our community better. It makes us for a better venue for our owners and folks outside of our community to come and join us. That is all I have. The next item, we're going to pass the officer. We're going to do the swearing of Officer Charles Lowry. That is, he's unable to make it, so we're going to move that to next month. Next up is the GM report, John.
I'd like to start off with something that I've been saying, I've said over the years, and I truly have a reason today. Ocean Pines has something special here. And what we just went through with the storm, what everybody went through the storm, and what our team did during that, I am very proud of them. Many people have come to me, come to them, board members. I don't want to miss anybody. Very proud of them. We all together, that comes under my together, we are better. The support we received from the homeowners. I just want to say, some people ask me, do you have enough people? Get more people. We're at the highest staffing level we've been at in a long time at Public Works. And one of the things we did first thing in the morning, when we saw the intensity of the storm, is we brought in outside contractors. We brought in 4 major contractors that helped us through it. That's another situation where we have reallocated, repurposed budget money for that kind of stuff. So we were well prepared. I'm proud of it. I know you all are. I'm hearing John and everybody else. So that's all I want to say on that, but the whole team knows it, and we keep. Thank you. Once again, together we're better. Okay, I just want to also, because somebody just asked me in there, we did send out a communication. With communication, more communication is always good. Again, with that said, we are asking everybody, yes, we'll do all the branches we can. Just work with us. We're asking for you to put them in piles. I sent out a communication. We sent out a communication, and I see it. I drive down Ocean Parkway. I've been driving around. Thank you. It'll make it easier for us to assist you and get all your branches out of there. So just wanted to make that. And we also waive permits in the short term because of the storm to help our homeowners, to help the tree people who are coming in there cutting all this stuff with the trees. So whatever we can do to help the homeowner. Okay. Page. All right. So let me try. We have a lot of initiatives. This is what I highlight. If we can turn the page. Okay. All right, so the firehouse, and I see Joe and Joey are here. The demo started. Some of you, many people, I think one of the papers already got pictures out there. The demo started the week of 2/16, approximately 2 weeks for the demo. The first week, and obviously with the snow, we were a little behind, but there was time that they needed to decouple the utilities. We believe it's on track. We're getting good reports. There will be a groundbreaking ceremony to be held prior to construction, similar to what we've done with other major buildings. Beginning of March, we're looking at March 9th. Obviously, the board will be there, Joe. The firehouse will be Joey, all their people. We're coordinated that. We have asked Wayne and Mary Beth, as well as other commissioners and other people involved. So they will be there. Please come out and cheer everybody on. March 9th, we'll have more details on that. The construction, just to say it again, we're looking at, because people are asking, 60 to 65 weeks. So that's where we're at right now. Joe, anything? Want to jump in there, Joey? Okay, that says a lot. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joey. All right, so you got a nice picture there. I think Sarah took it. Compliments to Sarah. And it's Absolute. Absolute, you know, they helped us with this building. They did a great job. I'm sure everything will be good there. Turn the page. All right, golf. Irrigation, we all know about the irrigation. We're probably in a third year with it. Somebody could correct me if they have a more fine-tuned number on that. And we have Justin here. He'll answer any questions that anyone has. Compliments to Justin. But that is on track. I am happy with the way it's going. We certainly picked the right vendor, but Justin will tell you more about that. So we're right on track and hoping to finish maybe a little earlier. And we'll let Justin also tell you where we are numbers wise, which I believe is good. So there's where he is. That's where they're at. Let me change that. With the holes, obviously with the storm, maybe it held us up a little bit, but we are looking to be completed at the end of March. And that includes the emergency work that the board approved. The bulkhead, and you see the bulkhead out there. Yes, it's being built. The bulkhead work began on the 18th fairway. Obviously, you can see it the week of February 9th. We want all this done by the end of March. We are on track, even with the weather. The bulkhead wall was to be made, it is made higher to help with water retention for irrigation. Again, Justin could talk to you more if you want to know, but we want to decrease the amount of water we pull on the aquifer. This will definitely help it. We are going to dredge that pond. That dredge will go behind the bulkhead. That'll save us money. It was just the perfect way to do all this right now. And I believe it's going well. There will be drainage pipe installed on the 18th. If you go back maybe about 100 yards, 150 yards from the water here, that's one of the last pipes or one of the last drainage pieces. And I've been talking about this for 7 years. And one of the reasons why this golf course, and of course, Justin and everybody else has come back. We fixed the drainage. Compliments to the homeowners and the board on that for giving us the money. There is a muskrat there on the left. I wasn't sure what it was. Linda put that in there. I wasn't sure what it was, but you know, there's not too many muskrats where I come from. But I got to be honest with you. So that fairway, and you'll appreciate this, and this, you know, compliments to Andre. Andre explained this to me 9 years ago, and compliments to everybody. I don't want to miss somebody here, but we want to put that fairway back to where it was 30, 40 years ago. So apparently 30, 40 years ago, the muskrats were doing whatever they do, and it kept eroding. So we're putting it back, and I think everybody's going to be happy with that. There's going to be a lot happening here. I heard Johnny talk about the work between golf and food and beverage. There's going to be a lot happening out there. I'm hearing a lot of great ideas from our side and their side. So let's make that over there picturesque. Turn the page. Clubhouse interior. All right, let's talk. Touch of Italy moving forward with repositioning of the bar inside the clubhouse. I have this listed as yellow, and the only reason I have it there is we are behind time-wise where we were hoping to be. There is a lot going on, obviously the weather, and I had a situation where I had to adjust resources to focus on a bigger priority, the fire department, and it was the right thing. I had to pull some resources. So we are a little behind there. He's a little behind there. I can tell you this from talking to Touch of Italy, they do plan on going forward. Now, obviously, if it takes longer to get the permits or whatever, it might be relooked at. But right now, the plan is to go forward. Yes, they have a backup plan. Yes, that plan has been discussed with our golf team. Everybody's on the same page. So there will still be a bar. There will still be food. The kitchen won't be affected. So we do have a plan, and I'm open to this. One thing I want to say also about that pavilion out there, and there's a really nice picture, and that obviously will have some type of kitchen in it, built by Touch of Italy. I am going to ask this board, but we're in the process of doing it. I want to put restrooms in there. I want to put restrooms in there. They may not be for the entire year, but that'll definitely help with speed of play. I compliment all the golfers that came to me about this and explained it to me that they would still have to go in the building to use the restrooms. So we are going to put that in there. Hopefully I get approval from the board if it is over my spending authority. Okay. Next steps obviously is the bids. We're actually in the process of the bids for food and beverage at the yacht club. On page. All right, there you go. Tiki Kitchen. All right, somehow it became the Tiki Pizza Hut, but it's the Tiki Kitchen. We didn't want to change the name on it because everything was going forward fine and whatever. I do believe in the beginning there were discussions about pizza being made in there. Look, that's up to Touch of Italy. I like the whole concept of this. And when you think about it, you have the upstairs banquets, right? And we have a kitchen up there. You have the downstairs, what a la carte, which we have a kitchen for, and rightfully so. But then you have this patio and you have the pool, right? And they really never had something focused on it. So this, credit to Touch Italy, they brought this up, credit to the board, homeowners, everybody. It makes sense to me. Obviously, everything has to be balanced, and we can do the structure, and then obviously it's operational, but I have complete faith in them. So I think it is a good move. So we should be able to have better food, warmer food for that patio, especially when we have whatever it takes to fill that patio up, which we're looking to do even more. Okay, and there's the tiki bar on the right, and I still think that was a good move. Turn the page. All right, so I don't know how clear that is, if you can also see it, and Rick just told me he went last night. I wasn't there, but I've been watching on the cameras. I'm fortunate to have cameras to look at. What a job. It's, they just basically replaced the bar that we had, made it more efficient, something that's easier to clean. They brought it to the next level. They invested in that. We did invest in a certain piece of it, but at the end, if you read the contract, the bar is ours. Hopefully they're here for a long period of time. So we have that hybrid with them. I think it works real well. That's an example of their work. So I'm looking forward to it. They also redid the ceiling. Credit to them. It's a lot nicer than I thought, and my hat's off to them. So turn the page. Snow removal, right? We talked all about this. I'm really not getting too much into it. I mean, there's some information there. The biggest thing there was Public Works. We'll pick up branches, debris over the next few weeks. So we will work with the homeowners. And again, under the Together We're Better. Turn the page. All right, Linda.
Okay, violations for the month of January, 24 new violations, 37 closed, 110 still open, 60 of the 110 are illegal. 23 were resolved from legal in January, so good job legal and good job CPI. Work orders for January, 36 new work orders, 92 still open, majority open in drainage, 45. And once we get done with the snow, I guess Public Works will be working on that. So, and the branch removal. And for the customer service, 44 emails and phone calls. If you have any questions or concerns, email info@oceanpines.org.
Thank you, Linda. Okay, let's look at our financials. Turn the page. All right, so this is the month. We all know this routine. You go back, bottom right corner. So we were favorable for the month, favorable to budget. That's what we really should be saying on that. But what caused it? So you can see the far right corner, you can see where we were unfavorable to budget for the month and where we were favorable. To just in general, I mean, we were favorable in Public Works. We have hired more people. Some of it was that we were open people, but as I've emphasized over the years, we still got the work done. We did bring in outside contractors. The snow removal and all that will hit this month, and it's a big number. So that probably all will balance out, but we planned for that. As I mentioned earlier, we reallocated to have money for this kind of stuff. So it'll probably balance out over the next year. Finance is favorable for several reasons. One of them is we did hire somebody at a lower salary than we were paying on something else. And that's pretty much I want to say there. Reckon Parks was unfavorable, but let me do the year to date to talk about that. There's some really good stuff there. Aquatics, we have had increases in chemicals as well as some extra payroll and stuff. Turn the page. All right, so the year to date, go to the bottom right corner. We're favorable to budget 400,000. Not as much as we've been favorable in the other years, but we have talked about this. Those numbers, there's only so much you can do getting the organic growth, getting the efficiencies and expenses. The good thing is this: when I look at the controllers room, when you all have it, it's online and everything. We still are favorable both in revenue and both in our expenses with efficiencies. So I look at that as a positive going forward. And I know we haven't even entered the budget that we're going to be going into at a budget year, but that bottom right corner, that helps me, helps us to look at the next budget and where we can do. We start with a level playing field of the 915. So I need a number like that. Well, we need a number like that, maybe a little higher to at least start off balanced. And I'll talk more about that as the year goes on. All right, Rec and Parks, that's where I wanted to show you a lot of good things up there. They did correct some structural issues. Credit to the team. We talked about it. We actually talked about it in the board meeting about the camps. Credit everybody there. Bocce, and I heard John mention it, the Bocce. We will have something similar that we have here at Golf, where it'll be some type of sign and people will be able to advertise. And what I'm being told by Linda and Debbie is that, and Mike, that there's a good response on it. So I like it. You're probably going to see that put up over the next couple of months. That's it. Turn the page. All right, so this is part of it. Go down to the bottom line. I don't know, somebody on the video was asking me where we're at. So you can see your balances, go to the right corner. This is where we're estimated. That's the forecast for 4/30/26, 5.8. Pretty consistent with what I've been telling you or what the team and we've been telling you throughout the year of the ballpark we will be in. So the line above that is what we will be spending over the next couple of months to finish out the year. So that's a forecast. Those numbers to me are solid. What I've been saying for several years fits with the DMA, fits with the future, at least for the next 3 to 5 years. We need to look at that. We need to understand our balance sheet. We should not be short-sighted just on an assessment, although the assessment numbers are the best they've been in 15 years. That's it. Monica.
Thank you. A note, the monthly budget and finance meetings have been moved to the fourth Wednesday each month going forward, and that will be noted on the calendars. For January, as of January 31st, the association has approximately $13.1 million in cash. Cash decreased by $1.2 million from the same time period last year. Cash decreased $1.1 million from December 2025. We have $7.9 million invested in CDARS. We realized $38,000 in interest income for the month, and the remaining $5.2 million is in insured sweep accounts, treasury bills, money markets, and other operating accounts diversified between 2 banks.
Thank you, Monica. Next up, we have public comments. Members wishing to make comments must state their name and address. Time limit for comments is 5 minutes per person. As a reminder, this is not a question and answer forum. Questions can be submitted to OPA info website. I just want to be clear, just so some folks think it's a question and answer ceremony, and we want to make sure that everyone has gets the same opportunity. So again, it's a comment section. We're happy to answer question if you want to submit or to meet or something. So having said that, we'll open the floor to public comments. Please come forward and state your name and address. Don't all come at the same time. Oh, go ahead. Come on, Amy. On what you were waiting for.
Amy Peck, 109 White Horse Drive. I'm glad to see that the board is considering changing dates for board meetings to include more people. Again, I'd like to request that to include everyone, especially part-timers that might not live here. It would be great to include public hybrid comments. There was also something on the agenda about changing zoning at the beach club. I love that we're doing so much with our restaurant operations. I just want to make sure that now and in the future that beach parking is always protected and that any zoning changes would not limit any parking that people pay for the parking pass. That's a great revenue. And in my opinion, it's the premier amenity we have here at Ocean Pines. We are the only community that has that beach access. And so that should be protected now and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Any additional comments? Going once. Seeing no further comments, we'll close the floor for public comments. We'll move on to capital requests. And this time I'm going to actually let John Viola make them.
Thank you, John. going to line up with what's up there. There's nothing up there. Okay, so the capital request, we do have several. We have three pieces of equipment. The first one that Linda's handing me is a utility tractor, and we've talked about this before, and we talked about it in the budget. Requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of $26,477 for Burke Equipment Company for this utility tractor for the golf course.
Do we have a motion for a capital request for $26,477 for a utility tractor? Do I have a second? Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a,
Go ahead, Stu.
okay, thanks. I just have one question. Do we, the old equipment that ages out, what do we do with it?
What do we do it? So the old equipment, depending on how it is, we send it to auction. Sometimes we trade it in. So those are the basic answers. I mean, there's nothing different than that. If it's not have any value, then we just scrap it. But those are the three categories, nothing else.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. That motion passes. Next, John.
Capital request, New Holland loader, requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of $80,000 for Burke Equipment Company.
We have a motion for a capital request of $80,828 for New Holland loader. Do I have a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. That motion passes.
Thank you,
Next.
John. And again, that was in the budget. I meant to say that. Thank you, John.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that-
board.
they're all in the budget.
Okay, thank you, John. Okay, range picker, and please, any questions, please ask us on this one. Requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of $24,343 for Burke Equipment Company for a range picker. This is for the range out there, picks up the balls. The other one is pretty bad shape. This is in the budget, as John said.
A motion is for a capital request of $24,343 for a range picker. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second? Any discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all in favor? Aye. Joe.
Thank you, board. Again, we have Justin here. If anybody wants to ask Justin questions, he certainly wants to answer them. Capital request, irrigation pond number 18, bulkhead replacement. Requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of $141,375 for Fisher Marine Construction.
We have a motion for a capital request of $141,375 for irrigation pond number 18 bulkhead. Do I have a motion? $141,375.
Right.
Yep. Second? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Joe. Last one, John.
Thank you. Okay, I have another one on the bulkheads. I think somebody brought it up before. So not only this bulkhead here on 18, obviously we have another pond on 16. I have received a lot of feedback from the golfers, the prior golf committee and everything about putting in a bulkhead there. We've been looking at it for the last 2 years. We felt this was the right year while Fisher Marine was in this area. So requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of $75,000 for Fisher Marine construction for a bulkhead on the 16 pond. I love this jaw. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. We don't mess around. All right. Oh my God. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, timing's everything.
Oh my- All right, all right.
And that was with Fisher Marine?
I believe so, Stuart.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve capital request of $75,000 for irrigation pond number 16 bulkhead? Do I have a motion? We have a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you. Linda, a CPI violation?
The following have the first and second notice per resolution M01. No hearing was requested and violation continues, and we're making a recommendation to forward the violations to legal and suspend voting amenity rights. First property, there's 2 at 30 Westfield Circle and 2 at 44 Brandywine Drive.
We have a motion to move the legal for processing and to suspend amenities and voting rights for these 2 properties. Do I have a motion? Second? Any discussion? Any further discussion? I call a question. All in favor, say aye. Motion passes. There is no unfinished business. We'll move on to new business. Steve Jacobs' motion.
Thank you, John. I have a motion to change the regular board meeting schedule. Do I need a second? Or you want me to just, okay, that's fine. The motion is to authorize the president of the board to schedule regular board meetings for the months, excuse me, months of May, June, and July 2026 at a different day and time from the schedules approved at the organizational meeting of August 12, 2025, notwithstanding the requirements in Ocean Pines Bylaws Section 5.08 Notice of Meetings. President shall issue notice of such meetings no less than 10 working days prior to the meeting date. Nothing in this motion amends the requirements of Section 5.06 on frequency of meetings. The purpose and effect, excuse me, this motion allows for a change in the previously announced schedule of regular board meetings for May through July 2026. It requires at least 10 working days, Monday through Friday, of notice of such change. In addition, there is no reason for a meeting, if there is no reason for a meeting, and the board has already had 6 regular board meetings since August of 2025, organizational meeting, nothing in this motion requires a meeting. Background, during the August 2025 organizational meeting, there was a discussion about changing day and time of regular board meetings, in particular during the busier summer months. While there was no consensus on such a change, there was a general agreement to revisit the matter later this year. This motion leaves the matter open to having these specific meetings left to the call of the chair.
Thank you, Steve. So we have a motion to change the regular board meeting schedule. Do I have a motion? Second? Second? Elaine, thank you. Discussion. Go ahead, Stuart.
Yeah, listen, I appreciate the intent behind the motion, but I'm not in favor of changing the established meeting schedule. Consistency is important to our members. The dates and times were approved publicly so residents know when they can participate in their community's governance. This helps, maintain trust and predictability. During the summer, especially when our property owners are seasonal, they're only here Thursday through Sunday. Changing the meeting dates or times could unintentionally limit their opportunity part of the governance process. And I don't think it's fair to them. Increasing schedule changes will only add to confusion and create the perception that meetings are harder for our members to follow or attend. For the sake of transparency, accountability, and stability, I believe we should honor the schedule we already adopted, so I will not be supporting this motion.
My part of the discussion is just the opposite. I think it's a great opportunity to change up have folks. I'm personally interested to see if we had we would schedule this ahead of time. We're required to send it out by 10 minutes or 10 days ahead of time. We could set it up months ahead. I'd be interested to see if it was a Monday night or a Thursday night, whatever night it might be, to see if there was additional owners that could potentially make it. I can't speak for who comes Thursday to Saturday or what their schedule is, or Thursday to Sunday. I think from a staffing standpoint, I think it would be nice for our general manager and the staff because it's the busiest time of year. For folks that don't need to come in on a Saturday, we would schedule it as such, maybe 7 o'clock or something in the evening where, folks that are working would have the ability to come in. So I support it, and I think it would be a great idea to try something. We're not talking about changing every meeting. We're talking about maybe trying like taking July or something like that and giving it a, seeing, what kind of feedback we get. So I'll be supporting that. Rick?
Yeah, thanks, John. Again, I'm going to support this. But one of the things I do ask is that, because we do have, I know members on this board and I know the residents out there that do work full time and during the day. So it might be a little bit difficult for them to log on or what have you, or attend the meeting if it's during the day. One of the things I would recommend to the board when they are establishing these times is that they are done in the evening from, let's say, like the 7 o'clock hour. So those folks that are working will have time to come home and be able to come to the area where we decide where we're going to have these meetings. That's my concern or ask, is that when we do reschedule, is that they are in the evening hours. I know that when I first came on the board years ago, that there was meetings, board meetings, at 11 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday, and I had to Zoom in for every meeting. However, I just think it's more beneficial and give our residents who do work full time to have that opportunity to come out and come in the evening to see the business of Ocean Pines. Thanks.
Thanks, Rick. Monica?
My initial reaction was to vote no, just because we had this vote in August at our annual meeting. And I agree, there's some lack of consistency there. We make up our minds. However, thinking about the staff and their time, what I'd really like to see is try a month. Instead of saying with this motion, we're going to do it 3 months, since we can announce the date 10 days in advance, instead of saying committing to 3 months now, how about trying it for 1 month? Those are my comments.
I would just add, I guess technically the president has the ability to change it upon 10 days, but I think in full transparency, since we set the date, I think this is the proper way to address the community, let the community know that we are, that we want to consider this option. But we technically already have the option to change it. Elaine?
Agree with Monica. I think trying it for 1 month this year would be beneficial to see how it goes. People are here at all different times, whether it's the week, the weekend. If they come down just for the weekend, they want to be on the beach in the middle of the summer. So, instead of coming to a board meeting. So I think it would be beneficial to give it a shot and just see how that works, for the 1 month of July, which is probably, most of the folks who are coming down.
Thank you, Elaine. Any additional discussion? Go ahead, Rick.
Just to follow on as far as the transparency of this, I don't believe that we should or have a need to come up with another motion just for 1 month. I do believe, as you said, the president has the authority to set the board meetings with the 10 days. So I think we should just go along with this specific motion and to move forward.
I would advise against pigeonholing the motion into a specific month. Give yourself the ability to do that when you see fit.
That's the way it's written. Any further discussion? Steve?
Yeah, thanks, John. I am particularly sensitive to the point that Rick made, and I think it affects Stuart as well, if anybody else. Sorry, Monica. You got to tell us more of what you're doing during the day. Anyway. I think it's important that where possible, the members of the board who are working should be able to attend. And it's obviously a lot easier to do it in person than trying to do your job and also keep an eye on whatever screen you're looking at. So I think that's particularly important. The other point that I think when I first came on the board, that was stressed to me, and I think Stuart and probably Monica as well, was these board meetings, while they do have a level of public participation, are really meant for the board to transact its business. And so that is the primary reason it should be held in the open, but that is the primary reason why the board meets. We have to be able to transact business. The bylaws mandate that we have at least 6 meetings a year. By the time we hit May and June and into July, we've already hit that 6 number. So if, for instance, John has no more dredging or bulkheads to bring to our attention while the truck is going by, you know, we could in effect even skip a month if necessary. So the intent was to give maximum flexibility at a time when, let's be honest, a lot of people are here, whether they're full-time or part-time. They're here in the summer, May, June, July. We don't meet in August, May, June, and July. And they probably have better things to do, or at least would like to do, than show up at our meetings. Oddly enough, we're not the primary attraction in Ocean Pines. So, and particularly for the golf course. I mean, we could fill up the parking lot if we weren't here every Saturday morning. So I just think this gives everybody a lot of flexibility. I'm particularly sensitive to those who are still working. I think that can all be worked out to everybody's satisfaction. And this has been discussed back and forth in a number of years that I've been on the board. And I think maybe we can even get some sort of census as to who attends more in the evening as opposed to a Saturday morning, or, you know, that sort of thing. And that might lead to further changes down the road. But this is just an experimental period, and we should take it for that. That's all.
Thank you, Steve. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Oppose? One opposed. That motion passes. Moving on. The next motion we have for Beach Club rezoning. The motion is to, 1, approve OPA as the owner of Beach Club property, consenting to and participating as needed in seeking a rezoning of the property to be pursued by tenant and food beverage operator Touch of Italy to accommodate and allow for expansion of commercial restaurant use of the property. And 2, authorize signing of rezoning application and associated documents, if any, by the Ocean Pines Association President and General Manager. Purpose and effect: to authorize cooperation with Touch of Italy's plan through application of the town of Ocean City to accomplish a rezoning of Beach Club property as a necessary precursor to Touch of Italy's expansion and improvement plans for that property. The background: as Ocean Pines Association tenant, Touch of Italy wishes to make improvements and changes to the Beach Club property and the food and beverage operations at that property, thereby enhancing Ocean Pines Association member and customer experience and enjoyment. Do I have a motion to approve? Do I have a second? Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Just let the record reflect that was unanimous. That motion passes. Next up, Good Neighbor Award, Elaine Brady.
See if those folks are here. We have 2 this month, and I'm so glad to see every month we're, you know, having people who are nominated. Is Glenn Moore here? Don Reynolds? Okay. Both folks aren't here, but they got, in fact, one had a whole mess of wonderful things from their neighbor. So we will make sure that they get their certificates.
They're back in the community doing good things. Next up, appointment, Steve Ransdale, second term elections committee chairperson. Do I have a motion? I have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? One opposed. That motion passes. Adjournment, a motion to adjourn? Second? All in favor, say aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.